twice in the rain, we got back to my house. We agreed not to say a word, given that what we did could probably get us in trouble. The really scary part is the next day, after school, we went to go ask some of the neighbors over there if they knew who lived there, and they all gave the same response. They had no idea if anybody lived there or not. They never saw a car in the driveway or anybody outside. One of the neighbors even pointed out that the house had a for sale sign very briefly a few months prior. It disappeared within a few days. We told all of the neighbors our story, and we were all very disturbed by the news. I moved out of that neighborhood in 2007 next year, and I've never had to worry about the story behind my house or who's living there since. All I know is something strange was going on inside of that house, and I kind of wish I found out why. When I was 14 years old, I lived with my mom, dad, two brothers, and my sister in rural county, Florida. Overall, I miss living in Florida, but the one thing I don't miss was the constant rain. I always got to hear a story on Saturday night, where the thunder was so loud it shook the whole house. One of my two brothers had nothing to do. My sister was out in the front house. One of my two brothers decided to play some video games to pass the time. It was only 8 o'clock after all. I remember we were playing some wild PS2 game where all the WWE wrestlers were driving cars and shooting at each other. I don't remember the name, but I remember the exact moment the power was. I was about to kill my brother in the game, when we were on completely dark. The sound of something popping from outside echoed into the room. When I saw the fuse had gone outside on one of the power lines, I went to call for our dad. I was already getting his rain jacket on to go outside to check. Our house has two fuse boxes, one outside attached to the telephone pole on our lawn, and one inside. He asked me to go outside with him to aim a flashlight at the fuse box. When we were outside, he opened up the fuse box and began flicking around the different switches, hoping to reset something. I tried every switch, but the power didn't seem to come back on. He told me to wait there and to keep flicking switches while he went inside to do the same thing with the indoor fuse box. The rain was coming down hard. I just wanted to go inside as soon as possible. As I had the flashlight in my hand aimed into the fuse box, I even heard the sound of rain pounding down on the ground. I thought I heard something come from the woods behind our house, like a giant log cracking. I aimed the flashlight into the woods. For maybe half a second, I thought I saw an arm reaching around from behind a tree. But as soon as the light exposed it, the arm pulled away behind the tree. I shut the fuse box, ran up the front patio, and into the house. I ran to my dad, who was tampering with the switches inside the fuse box in the closet. He entertained my claim, but he didn't seem to take what I said very seriously. He followed me outside around back, where I aimed the flashlight into the woods. The same spot I saw the arm. My dad took the flashlight from me and made his way into the woods. I stayed by the back patio in total darkness. Pretty soon my dad went so deep into the woods that I couldn't see the flashlight anymore. Growing nervous, I inched my way closer to the woods, repeatedly calling out for my dad, until I found myself looking into the woods. It was hard to even hear myself think over the sound of rain pouring down on the leaves above, but I did suddenly hear footsteps not too far away. Once again, I called out for my dad, but I heard him answer. This made me panic. Why, you may be wondering? Because my dad's voice came from a completely different direction than the footsteps. I ran in the direction of my dad's voice and eventually found him walking back to the house. Out of breath, I barely managed to tell him about the footsteps over in the other direction. He told me to go back inside and he'll continue to look around. And so I went inside and locked the door. One of my brothers and my mom all waited by the back door, expecting to see him come out of the woods any second. Eventually, we heard someone at the front door trying to open the locked door. I went over, expecting it to be my dad, but my mom stopped me and looked through the peephole. Then she screamed. She ushered me away from the door and told all of us to go upstairs, and at that same moment, my dad came back into the house through the back door. I didn't see the rest of what happened, but I heard my dad yelling at someone outside. When he came back in, he told all of us he saw someone running into the woods. I knew he was taking this seriously now. I thought it would end there, but the next morning, we found that the basement window had been smashed, and there were bloody footprints all over the basement carpet. A large wad of cash that was sitting on the basement bar was stolen, along with a few antique decorations that held some value. The scary part was that the muddy footsteps went up the stairs, but stopped there. Our basement door had a very heavy-duty lock, which may be the only thing that stopped this man from exploring the rest of our house, possibly even our bedrooms. It's been a pretty rough couple of nights over here in the Midwest. All the winds are replaced with thunderstorm watches are followed by tornado warnings, and even sirens add a nice touch to this surreal nightly experience. I used to enjoy a good thunderstorm. You get yourself comfortable on the couch, grab an extra phone with a blanket, cuddle up, and enjoy the show of gray skies. Lightning bolts ripping through the sky, illuminating clouds, houses, and tree lines. The sound wave, coming with a static delay, shaking the window frames and sending a strange tingle through your body. Nature's a powerful force, and it's majestic to see it in action. Until it points. The forecast was promising a late-night thunderstorm, so I was caught by surprise when I started seeing flashes outside around midday. Since I wasn't prepared for it, I tried to quickly finish up the Orange is the New Black episode and get myself to the couch. When I got my headphones off, I realized why the flashes seemed so odd at first. There was no sound to follow them. I mean, if the lightning is in the clouds or pretty far away, then yeah, I guess the sound can be missing. But the flashes seemed so close. I decided to check out the sky of the kitchen window. There's a pair of large glass panels that give you a good, wide-angle view to the outside. To keep my eyes adjusted to the darkness, I stayed away from flipping the switches on and traveled through the house relying on my memory. The luminous darkness of outside gives you that eerie feeling, even if you are inside of the safe walls of your house. But those are just the feelings, nothing else. If it wasn't for the glass, the pitch-black darkness on both sides made me feel like the safe walls surrounding me no longer exist, and that feel of safety was slowly crawling away. But the walls did shatter when I glanced up high into the sky, and my eyes met the twinkling stars staring back at me. There were no clouds. There was no thunderstorm with lightning. And there wasn't. But the next flash, right from the other side of the window pane, did reveal that there was someone 5 feet away from me, and nothing but a thin glass sheet was separating us apart. In the year 2009, I was spending a weekend with my uncle on his ranch when my parents were renovating the new house we had just bought. It was my second night there, a Saturday, and it happened to be during one of the biggest thunderstorms of the year. I'd say there were at least 3 crashes of thunder and lightning per minute. And we were in the heart of the storm because the thunder would crash not even a second after the lightning would. I always enjoyed listening to storms while laying in bed. So I stayed up a little later watching TV, just enjoying the ambiance. After the movie I was watching finally ended, I turned off the TV and tried to fall asleep. As I heard the lightning strike from outside, I could have sworn I heard some kind of metallic thud coming from outside at the same time. I didn't pay it too much mind. 20 seconds later, I could have sworn I heard it again. A very distinct metallic thud coming from outside to match the timing of the lightning. I really don't mean to make this sound like a cliche horror story, but my uncle really is a kind of creepy guy, and I was never close with him, even remotely. So for that reason, I didn't feel right going to wake him up. I just tried to forget about it. Now I was getting concerned. What the hell could that be? After the third time, I finally got out of bed and walked over to the window of the guest bedroom. The water pouring down on the window made it extra hard to see what was out there in the dark fields. A flash of lightning momentarily lit up the property, but I couldn't see anything. However, once again, the sound of a metal hit accompanied it. The sound was so close now, it sounded like it was coming from the left of the window at a blind spot. I was going to do something I knew my uncle wouldn't be happy about. It would be a bit messy, but I was going to open a window and peer outside to see if I could see what the sound was. I unhooked the window lock and slid it up, and immediately the wind of the storm blew drops of rain into the room and onto me. I stuck my head out the window and looked to the left, and at that very moment, lightning lit up the property once again, and I could see a person dressed in all black crouched down by the outside basement door with his hand raised in the air. And before the sky went dark, I caught the briefest glimpse of what the sound was coming from. The person was bashing at the basement door lock. I pulled my head in and quietly shut the door, making sure to lock it. It wasn't a panic. I feared that I was slowly hurt me. I went back to bed and pretended to be asleep, facing away from the window. Lightning crashed once again, but this time there was no metallic thud. My heart must have dropped as I realized this. I just stayed pretty bed for the longest time, hoping whatever was out there would go away. After about 3 more lightning crashes without no crowds accompanying me, I thought it would be safe to go to my uncle. I turned to face the window and screamed. There was a figure, clear as day, standing at the window, looking at me. I screamed as loud as I could and ran straight to my uncle's room. He went outside with a stripping rifle, with nothing out of his pajamas, not even socks. He ran around the entire property yelling at the rattling, but didn't find anything. The next morning, we were able to better see the marks on the basement door. It was almost bashed open, and the full floor open pitch would have done it, according to my uncle. He was proud of me for picking up on it. Luckily, I was out of there that same day. My uncle had no business of any missing this since, so I felt confident of it, not that I talked too much at all. Although I stayed up a little later that night, watching out the window, but there was always the social argument, and I constantly left work. You're like most people, you probably at one point had an experience of an alarm clock becoming a part of your dream before waking up. Or perhaps had some other sound, like the TV left on before falling asleep, influencing dreams. But what would happen if reality influenced your dreams during a nightmare? Well, it would probably only add to the horror. While all the stories on this list are creepy, some are more unexplainable than others. Here are 5 first-hand stories of people whose nightmares had strangely led into reality. Number 5. This story was submitted to me by Earl Feinhardt. It was a long and stressful day, so falling asleep was easy. I think a dream started to fade in around halfway through the night. It wasn't a pleasant dream. I'll try to describe it the best I could. I was in the woods outside of a giant castle. Everything was blank except for the night sky, which had a hint of blue. And I remember this horrifying sound coming from outside the castle, as if something were calling me. It's downright disturbing to think about moving around. The sound was something like a benign, hellish voice, and it echoed through the woods. I somehow knew I was coming from outside the castle, and yet it seemed as if the source of the sound was a few hundred feet away from me. This was not a lucid dream. I had no conscious control over myself, so I made my way to the castle. There were no doors. It was as if the inside of this castle was also the outside. I don't know how else to describe it. The sound of the demonic voice was no doubt getting louder, and as I walked the open corridors of the castle, the halls started to become more narrow, and I felt myself banging into the walls as I dragged myself along. The sounds of the screaming were coming from behind a door on my left. I entered, and I swear to God, there was nothing but blackness in the room. But I still felt myself moving closer to the sound. I banged into something, and that's when I woke up. Punched over a 4-year-old son of blood. He was found, the door found. He had been scared because I also had an idea. And I scared out of the air. Until the strike, I heard a left hand. He was stuck in front of his bed. Slowly lowering myself closer to him. Number 4. This story was posted by a foreigner named John Professor. I just want to point out before sharing my story that I am atheist and do not believe in any kinds of miracles, gods, or anything of that sort. However, I still don't know how to explain this. I was having a really disturbing dream. It seemed to be humming away, and I was with my friends trick-or-treating. There were 2 houses. The first one was the one with one I later. When we rang the doorbell to the second house, the door opened on its own into the darkest long hallway. I stepped inside, and my friends were burning at this point. I looked around the room I was in. The door I had just entered from no longer existed. In fact, before the room I seemed to have rapidly changed appearance. A common occurrence I've noticed. After exploring the house, I came to a room upstairs, even though I didn't remember climbing the stairs. And the wall I was facing was a giant framed picture, nearly at least 10 meters long and 20 meters wide. The picture was a dry, 30-year-old cousin who I hadn't seen in years. Her eyes were enlarged to an uncomfortable level, and they followed me everywhere I went. The giant portrait suddenly cracked, and the rusty, scratching, ear-piercing sound of the giant nails holding the portrait on the wall painfully filled my eardrums. The portrait started to fall off the wall, and I watched, completely frozen, as it fell on top of me. But the thought that crushed me, I was awake. It was maybe 5 in the morning. Minutes after waking up, my cell phone rang. I picked up. It was my uncle, calling to tell me that my cousin had just overdosed on heroin and died. Number 3. I was having a nightmare that started off with me in my house reading a newspaper. Then the lights went out, and the dream started to focus on my trying to find out why the power was cut. The fuse box was apparently in the basement in this dream, which is, by the way, inaccurate to real life. I went down to the basement with a flashlight and opened up the fuse box. There was a sticky note inside, saying, "Go back upstairs to the red room." While still in the basement, I started to hear a moaning type sound coming from the boiler room / laundry room. My brain knew my childhood fears, and it seemed to be taking advantage of them in this nightmare. The door to the boiler room cracked open, and something poked its head out to look at me. I left the basement after seeing this, following the sticky note's orders. I went upstairs to the second floor of the house, and there was a glowing red door at the end of the hall, a door that doesn't actually exist in my real house. Now, there was a disturbing echoing sound coming from beyond the door, and as I got closer, it became more clear that it was a voice, chanting the number 414. 414. I opened the door, and there was just a chair in the room, facing the wall across from me. The room was as red as the glow that had been illuminating through the door. The voice chanting 314 was clearer now. It was an extremely creepy voice, almost feeling like it was speaking into my ear. I woke up abruptly, with my heart beating somewhat quickly. I grabbed my iPhone that was sitting on the desk next to me to check the time. It was 3:14 a.m. You may think I just saw a clock while half awake or something, but I have no digital clocks in my room. The only clock would be the one on my iPhone that was in the same position as I had left it before going to bed. To this day, I have no idea how my dream really was 3:14, or if there was supposed to be some kind of meaning behind it. Number 2. This one was from an Ask Reddit post. It was a night during the summer, 2015. I was high out of my mind after a party. I was fortunate enough to not get caught by my parents as I walked to my room to get straight to bed. I was at the part of my high where I was just exhausted and wanted to get some sleep, and so I fell asleep in probably 10 minutes or less. Have you ever heard about that idea that smoking pot and then going to sleep high alters your dreams or gives you some kind of enhanced dreaming capabilities? Well, after this one, I won't be fighting that theory. I don't remember anything before this dream. It started out with me in the woods in the middle of the night. In real life, we would just be surrounded by trees and the sounds of night critters, nothing special. But being that this was a dream, it was much worse. There were ghostly wind sounds coming from everywhere. Instead of bug noises, there were wolf howls and sounds of footsteps coming from behind me. There was that magically horrifying feeling of a dream that you just can't describe, but it made it so much more than just being trapped in the woods. I found myself running away from the footsteps that were consistently the same distance behind me until reaching a building in the middle of the woods. Of course, I went inside and boarded the door shut with plagues that seemed to have come out of nowhere. This dream seemed to have gone on forever, too long to describe it all. But to summarize, I was in that building, which turned out to be a house, and the footsteps that were following me from outside were circling the house. I tried to find a weapon, but the house was almost completely empty. Everything was black and white at this point. I was sitting on a couch in the living room, one of the only pieces of furniture there. There was a shadow that appeared at the window, and shortly after, the figure standing outside knocked on the window. It kept knocking and knocking until I woke up, but the knocking didn't stop. I jumped out of bed when I realized someone was at my window, looking in and knocking. I squealed for my dad, and the figure at the window ran off. I'm still open to the possibility that my high hadn't completely worn off, and that it might have been a partial wake-up hallucination, but it was also so real that, at the same time, I have to believe it actually happened. The sound was real, and the figure at my window was real. My dad and I looked around the property to find no one. He told me I just had a bad dream and to go back to sleep. I hope he was right. Number 1. I was having a horrifying dream, possibly the most disturbing nightmare of my life. I was in my house, or the closest thing to my house that my dream could produce. Ironically enough, I was in bed in this dream, or at least I can only start remembering past the point of my lying in bed. And all of a sudden, the sound came from downstairs. I walked downstairs in the dark, not turning on any lights, to where I thought the sound was coming from. I was on my middle floor now. The dream was telling me to go downstairs to my laundry room, and so I did. But as I got there, expecting the noise to be louder and closer, it sounded like it was just as far as before. Now I was going upstairs to the kitchen, and it's strange. Outside of every window was complete blackness. Not genuine winter darkness. There was nothingness. I think all that existed in this dream was my house. Then the dream started to suggest that the banging sound were coming from upstairs, so I went back upstairs, and I was eventually led to the attic room. I was surely down that door. I opened it. There was an old woman standing by a bunch of boxes. She was slowly but loudly slamming her hand on one of the boxes, producing an unnatural sound. I tried to quietly step back away from the attic, but the old woman turned around, opened her mouth twice as wide as anyone humanly could, reached out her arms, began to scream, and leaped toward me. That's when I woke up. I thought it was just a horrific dream, but when I heard a bang coming from downstairs, a bang similar to what I heard in my dream, I felt my heart completely drop. On my way downstairs, there was another bang. It was the front door. I got the butcher knife from my knife holder in the kitchen and crouched behind the door. I was waiting for the next time he would pound on the door, and I would warn him to go away. I waited for a good minute in silence, and finally decided to take a quick look through the window. There was somebody standing in my driveway. I couldn't tell if he was facing me or looking at me or not, but he was surely the one who was pounding on my door at 4 in the morning. He walked away down the sidewalk moments after he must have noticed me. The pounding on my door was the kind of pounding I would expect from someone trying to break in the door, not to get a house owner's attention. I thought it was just crazy and horrifying that the pounding and banging from this potential robber or killer didn't wake me up. Rather, it became a key point to a horrifying dream. When my grandparents passed away, instead of my parents selling their house, they just let me live in it instead since I was of moving out age anyway. I just had to pay the taxes and monthly expenses. At first, I really enjoyed living alone, given that I could have whoever I wanted over whenever I wanted. But it quickly got lonely being alone, so I got myself a 2-year-old German Shepherd dog, Rocky. He was named after Rocky Balboa. Rocky's a very calm and gentle German Shepherd. He hardly ever barks, only when he feels threatened or if he's playing with another dog. I bought him a doggy bed the day after I adopted him and put it next to my bed. After I got Rocky, I always left the bedroom door open so that he could go get water at night if he were thirsty. One night, soon after I adopted Rocky, I woke up to his barking coming from outside my room and down the hallway. I dizzily got out of bed to check what the hell he was barking at. I rubbed my eyes as I walked down the hallway, and when I opened them, I saw Rocky maniacally barking and clawing at the basement door.
Okay, Rocky. Alright.
I told my dad to deal with something like this, but now it was on me, and I was terrified. I had to ask myself if I wanted Rocky to go down there with me, and I quickly realized there was no chance of me going down there alone. I opened
Hey, what's up, Hams and Raguvir?
the door ever so lightly, but it was enough for Rocky to push it open with his nose and run down the stairs.
Yeah, let me see.
I flipped on the light and found it close behind. Rocky was silent now, which I found a bit concerning. I looked around for him, calling his name, and then I saw him standing still, with his tail between his legs, looking up at something in an opposite corner of the room that was blocked by a wall. Rocky looked at me, and his tail slightly raised as I approached him. I could now see what he was looking at. It was a closet door. Rocky's apparent bout of confidence was obviously short-lived, and he seemed to be back to his calm and timid self. All that was passing through my mind at that moment was, do I dare open this closet door right now? And who or what can be in there?
If you guys subscribe to me, I will subscribe to you. Simple as that. Subscribe for a subscribe.
I didn't know Rocky too well just yet, but I had a feeling he wouldn't attack whoever or whatever was in there. I'm still not sure whether I made the right move or not, but instead of opening that closet door, I took Rocky by the collar and walked with him back upstairs. He kept looking back at the corner of the basement until we got to the stairs. I shut the basement door and then dragged him back to my bedroom and shut the bedroom door. Then I went to the kitchen to call my dad.
Oh, you're live.
I had to call 3 times before he finally picked up in a groggy voice. I explained the situation and asked him what I should do.
This is my most loot battle.
Down there with a huge knife or something. I put the phone down for a second to listen to what I thought was footsteps. And I grabbed. Loud and clear their footsteps. I didn't break the front door. I ran for my bedroom and showed my dad. He told me to hang up the phone and call the police. So I did. I returned the cops to the restaurant. Whoever was in the house was on my side. Unfortunately, I left a right-to-right smartphone on the house. All of it was gone. The basement window was wide open, but we found the map of the bedroom pretty quickly. It turned out to be a broken bedroom and nothing could be done. The story took place with 2 weeks ago. I've always had a fear of basements since I was a kid. Now that I'm used to it, I feel like I've been stuck in it a little bit. But I'm still waiting for a favor myself that no one knows that they did to me. I look at myself like other ground and small things in the way. Right? And it's cold Friday night, and it's sunny night. I think the biggest studio is in the basement. That's where I usually chill. Especially to play video games.
Wow.
I was playing Fortnite with my friends, some crazy fucking first-person shooter. I had headphones in, and I was really invested in the game. Yet, moving over the loud sound effects through the headphones, I knew I heard something come from behind me, like a thump. I took off the headphones.
If you guys are new and want me to subscribe to you, you guys must subscribe to me first, and then I will subscribe back.
That's how bad it is. But I didn't feel that was necessary. Yeah, I kind of been unsettling when I heard a noise, but I really didn't think there was anything to be concerned about. I tried to continue playing. However, I wasn't able to give my full focus anymore. Not with part of me constantly thinking about the noise. I took off the headphones and played with the noise just because I was feeling like pretending and I wanted to go off around it. Every after taking off the headset, there was a sudden strange sound. We're having a small flickering ring up to it. I turned off the system now because I was upset. It wasn't an intentional sound made by someone or something. It was really slowly to the backside of the basement. When I laid eyes on the big metal eyes in the corner, that's when it hit me. I thought it was most likely the source of the sound. I got as close as I felt comfortable, but it stopped and just looked at the open for a second. I got a terrible, fearful feeling in my stomach, and I felt like the life was literally being drained out of me when I saw a hand reach out from the airvent and start waving me over. Then a deep, raspy voice said, "Over there, look up." At first I didn't know. I just gradually stepped backwards with the mouth unopen, looking at the back. The person's hand pushed the gun and started shaking it aggressively, obviously trying to break it open. I screamed, "I'm trying this out," but the shaking didn't stop. I did what I said. I called the cops and told them to send someone right away. The operator told me to go to a room upstairs with a weapon, lock the door, and go. I was the most scared I'd ever been in my entire life. My pain and fear of the situation only became worse when I didn't feel a bus worker downstairs, and I could hear a maniac screaming at the top of his lungs. I'm not lying when I said I was screaming things like, "Where are you? I'm gonna kill you." I heard him run up the stairs. He probably ran up 2 stairs for every step, because he was up the stairs in like 3 seconds. My heart was in my throat when I tried to board onto the door. I started pounding on it so hard I could see the door closing a little bit. I thought I was actually going to break the door down. I had to climb out the windows or I couldn't go. I think he heard me though, because the bang had stopped. I jumped through the window to the bushes below.
Hey, what is up, Sudarshan? Sudarshan.
The right stroke of luck. The cop car pulled up in front of my house. I basically ran into the officer's arms, begging them to go inside and get the man. They told me to wait in the police car was still on, and they both went inside the house with their guns drawn. Not even 5 minutes later, the 2 officers came out, and they were holding the man in cuffs. The man in cuffs took my place in the backseat of the cop car, and from that moment, until the cops drove away, I was giving me the most evil, hateful experience.
Alright, Clash.
That stare still haunts me. The whole experience still haunts me. I still hang out in the basement occasionally, but nowhere near as much.
Okay, then. What was it again? If you guys want to see more Kush Cleanse videos, please subscribe.
My brother and I always hung out in the basement where our dad has a snooker table, pool table, and video games. I usually played on his Super Nintendo system, but it's so cool, I don't remember when it started. My brother and I would hear things till for a burger/laundry room. The first time I was talking about, my brother and I were playing some racing game on Super Nintendo. I was really bored for it. The door to the dryer slammed shut. We knew that's what the sound was. We both pulled out home, figuring maybe something in the before our brothers realized that the room was dark and empty of any people. When we realized this, we both ran upstairs screaming for our parents, leaving everything downstairs still on. Our parents came down to hear what they probably thought was just our dumb childish antics, and nobody was in the room. Moving around was probably a few minutes. It was a week late in the night for whatever reason, walking to the kitchen, passing the basement door, and I remember hearing the TV downstairs turn. It was one of those big old box TVs, so it made that distinct clicking sound as it turned on. I called Mom, Dad, and my brother's name. No one answered. I went to my parents' room to tell them. They were both upset with me for
Guys, I need 2 more subscribers for 430. Alright, Abhi. It was my pleasure checking out your base. You have level 4 dragons, I have levels 5. Shock. The system. Haha. What am I upgrading? What's up, lunatic gamer? Oh crap. No, get away. Shoot. What am I upgrading? Wizard Tower. Ammo break. Okay, get out of here. Okay, yes. I did rush. I know I rushed. Bad. I should have rushed my defense. But I was in middle school when I did this. I was like in 7th grade, 6th grade, or 7th when I did this. I should have went for my defense first, but at the time, I was thinking that Tom Hall's important, so I would do this, that, and that. But then I realized it was too late. So I was like, why do I even try anymore? Good job, lunatic gamer. I'm proud of you.
My dad went downstairs to turn off the TV. I remember them telling me it's a glitchy TV. There were a couple other suspicious happenings after that. And I went forward all the way to my last occurrence. And honestly, that was terrific. It was a 4 days before we had a bunch of for our new house. Just about everything in the house was already shipped to the new house. But our parents were raised, and let us put the TV and the video games downstairs until the last few days. My brother and I were once again playing a video game. That's when I felt something hit me in the back of the head. I thought it was my brother at first, but then saw the red ball bouncing on the ground behind the couch we were on. Then I went to the boiler room, slowly shut, as my brother and I looked at each other with horrified looks on our faces. Once again, we ran upstairs screaming. Our parents once again went downstairs, but when they came back up, they were strangely silent. They told us to go to our rooms and wait there. An hour later, a police car showed up, but my parents wouldn't let us out of their room. They wouldn't tell us what happened until they came in the room. The family on the bench went to open the door with their door, and flipping the photo of Trump. It's like, oh, Trump. Nothing so wrong with it, but the chief fear in the base voice explained. I don't know about that. But to this day, I still don't know what life has ever been in my basement.
Alright, Danilo, I got you, buddy. I will check out your base once I finish. I lost anyways. Wow.
In 2002, I went to a summer camp called Camp Ernst that my parents signed me up for. Thankfully, it was with my best friend Keith, so I wouldn't be going there not knowing anyone. The camp was for 2 weeks, and it was the typical setting you would expect to see in those old summer camp horror movies like Sleepaway Camp. There were 2 big cabins where the girls and boys slept respectively. There was also a big lodge-type building with an activity center, dining hall, and other amenities, and then various small buildings scattered throughout the camp. Keith and I stayed up later than all the other kids because we wanted to play on our Nintendo DSs together.
Or
It was reaching the deep hours of the
QQVR.
night, past 2 a.m. We were still playing DS together.
Let's see, I have Army
That's when
Camp,
the door to the cabin opens.
Gold Mine, Gold Storage,
Panicking, we both threw our DSs
Collector,
under the pillows and pretended to be asleep.
Gold Mine, Sword,
Footsteps moved around the room. From Keith's bed over to my
Cannon.
bed. Then the footsteps stopped at my bed. And for a short moment,
I'm jealous. You even have a good bass.
someone breathing down my neck. Then the footsteps moved away from my bed and back to the door, before the door shut.
That's not your bass.
Keith and said, that was scary.
What?
Especially since whoever that was breathing down my neck.
Wait a minute,
We
wait.
went back to playing on our DSs. That's when I got a text message on my phone.
That's what it typed up.
Why are you so scared?
R.
Those of us who had cell phones were given a list of phone numbers of the camp counselors so we could call if something were to happen. But that number didn't belong to any of the counselors. Not that I knew of, at least. I texted back saying, who is this? They never responded back. I told Keith, who didn't have a cell phone, and he was just as freaked out as I was. Obviously, it had to be a counselor. Or so we thought. So we went back to playing on our DSs with the screen brightness all the way down. We both heard the back door to the cabin open. We looked at each other and once again threw our DSs under the pillows.
Hold on.
The footsteps stopped. Suddenly my phone...
Yeah, hold on. Let me delete some
There
people.
was another text message from the same number. It said, it's Counselor Tony. Come outside to the back of the cabin. I have something to say to you. I told Keith, and he said it sounded way too suspicious.
What is up, Vedant? Welcome to the
was the one that just opened the
Kush
door.
Clans.
I got off the bed and took a few steps to the center of the room, where I could get a view down the hall to the back door. There was no one in sight, so I walked down the hall a little bit. Keith didn't appear. When I got closer to the back screen door of the cabin,
What's up, guys? Sorry for
there was a
the
little
delay.
section of wall that caved in. When that little opened,
What's up, Vedant? Welcome to the stream.
I got a little closer. I realized it was not a camp counselor, but some really old, creepy-looking man who was about the same height as me. I ran back to my bed, screaming help, waking everybody up. It was at that moment that I heard the back door slam shut. The camp counselor came rushing inside through the front door, and I told everybody what just happened. The counselors went around the whole campsite, searching the perimeter for anyone matching the description I gave. It was a big place surrounded by forest fires, with more confident things in it. But still was on the south side. I got no idea how to do it. My best guess would be I saw my friends and Mr. Family with the counselors were there. I didn't know anything I was. I still worried about this experience thinking about it.
Alright.
I was just 13. I was on the first and only floor of the Triangle Summer Camp, which is basically a traditional summer camp for teens aged 13 to 16. It's some sexual history about it. The old women that worked on the Triangle Camp and usually not disclosed to the public. The old woman was one of the former cafeteria workers, Miss Brown. Well, the clip was short. It was one of those nights that my brain just hated me. It was basically telling me, man, I didn't get to sleep tonight. I was rolling from side to side and around from the
Okay.
everyone else was fast asleep. The full moon made for a bright night. Beams of light literally poured into the room from every window. I was so far from tired that I just felt defeated. I sat up and rubbed my eyes. And when I opened them again, I noticed the light from the window straight across from me was blocked by something. I gasped when I saw what was blocking the light. It was a person's head. It looked like an older woman with a red cap on. What the hell is this lady doing? I thought to myself. It didn't really hit me hard until I realized the woman was looking right at me. Like her eyes were black dots of light. When I saw this, I flipped on my side and pretended to go to sleep. Maybe I just wanted to hide under the covers like a baby. I gave it a minute before I dared look back at the window. She was gone. I breathed a sigh of relief. The room seemed darker now, though. Something wasn't right.
Live play,
I
huh?
looked up to the window right above my cot, and 3 feet away from me, at most, there was the same older woman in a red cap, looking straight down at me. Once again, I covered myself with a blanket.
I'll do one more attack once my troops load up.
I don't know how long I stayed like that before I actually fell asleep. Because the next thing I remember was going to one of my dogs when they were killed and telling them about the woman with the red cap. He looked at the 2 women who were also in his office, and they looked back at him with disturbed faces. One of the women said, "That's so creepy. That sounds exactly like Miss Graham." As she said that, my heart skipped a beat. To this day, I don't know if the outside was a real person, if it was in my head, or if by some off chance, maybe it was Miss Graham.
Gibbs
I'll never
Boys.
forget the time I went to a sleepaway camp in Pennsylvania. I was a little kid at the time. I was very shy. Meeting all the other kids at the orientation on the first day was a scary experience for me. I'd rather be home playing Super Nintendo or something. Some of the other kids made friends pretty quickly. I thought I wasn't going to make any friends, but luckily some really outgoing kids started talking to me early on. I can't for the life of me remember his name. Mike was a short, blonde kid who always wore a gangster suit. I thought he was the coolest kid at the camp, but looking back now, I realized he was probably one of those kids who turned into a punk troublemaker in high school. During the tour of the campgrounds the first day, Mike and I picked up on a little bunk building that looked like it had been abandoned and unused for years. We asked one of the counselors what happened. He said he had no idea. It was his first week working there. All he knew was that it hadn't been
Tumor Wizards.
On the last night of camp, we were in our bunks. Everyone was getting ready to go to sleep. Mike came up to me and whispered something in my ear. I wanted to sneak over to that abandoned bunk just for the fun of it and see what's inside. I wanted to seem cool for him.
Alright
So I, for whatever reason, looked up to him. So I agreed. When everyone was asleep, we went outside and kept close to the bunk. We waited until the lights in the counselor's bunks were out, which wasn't long since it was already late. Then we ran down the pavement leading for the counselor's bunks, towards the abandoned bunk building. My heart was racing the whole time. I wasn't built to be doing mischievous things like this, not at that age at least. Mike led the way until we were by the door of the abandoned bunk. The front door was boarded up, which is one of the reasons why it caught our attention initially anyway. So I had to go through one of the windows, which wouldn't you know it, there was one that was completely busted open already.
Dang, that was pretty good. That was pretty good, Lunatic. Impressive.
We climbed into the abandoned bunk. Now these buildings were pretty big. They weren't little shacks like you might be picturing. Each bunk had room for at least 2 campers. This one was no exception. Mike and I stood in the dark bunk. It was kind of cold in there. We had our arms out in front of us to make sure we didn't walk into anything. I walked into a bunk bed numerous times, and I heard Mike clearly say it. I stopped to listen to what Mike was doing, and I heard bouncing on one of the bunks. Stay nice and low, I told her. And I assumed he was hopping up and down on one of the little bunk beds. But Mike's voice came from the complete opposite side of the room. So I remember he said, "It's not me, I thought that was you." He had nothing to use as a light source, So we were in a pitch black room, we both had covered our eyes with our nose. All we heard was the sound of someone bouncing up and down and a squeaky mattress. Needless to say, we freaked out and ran for the window we entered from. It was tiny though, so it took a while to get out. While I was waiting for Mike to get out, the bouncing sound stopped. There was a loud thump sound. Whoever was bouncing in that bed must have jumped off. I jumped up to the window, and as I crawled through, I felt two hands grab onto my foot and try to pull me back in. But I was already out the window. I ran back to our bunk and locked the door. We contemplated running to the head counselor's bunk to tell them, but we figured we didn't want to get in trouble. Yes, looking back, that was a stupid decision. But we got through the night okay and went home the next day, leaving to tell the story another day. So throughout history, there have been some ferocious creatures that have roamed the earth, and it seems the biggest and most dangerous have since gone extinct. For this list, I won't be including very well-known animals such as the Spinosaurus or T-Rex, but for the most part, any other dinosaurs. Number 10, Gigantopithecus. This creature was a monstrous ape, closely related to the orangutan that roamed the bamboo forests, jungles, and mountains of China, India, and Vietnam during the Pleistocene time period. It was a vegetarian, but still probably not a sight for sore eyes. It could grow up to 3 meters tall and weigh up to 1,200 pounds. Its strength was undoubtedly extraordinary and probably kept it safe from most predators, and it probably would not hesitate to use its strength against a human who got too close for its comfort. It went extinct 300,000 years ago, possibly due to overhunting by early humans, or as a result of climate change. Number 9, barefoot-long scorpions. Officially known as giant scorpions, these creatures were very similar to today's scorpions, but could grow up to a meter long and were made of sharp claws and a bony skin. It's not known how deadly the venom is, but for something a larger animal rejected and put to attack, it is more than likely very deadly. Not exactly, but these things are enormous. They were also giant monsters the size of baskets, dragonflies the size of pigs, and land predators up to 4 meters long. Number 8, giant crocodiles. If many crocodiles aren't that enough, there was once a creature known as Spinosaurus, which was nearly twice the size of a regular crocodile. It lived in South America 1 million years ago, and would grow up to 13 meters long. That's more than twice as long as the largest species of crocodile we have today. One of the final crocodiles flying in a human prey. These giant crocodiles are capable of fighting T-Rexes and alone. Number 7, Ectopithecus. Undoubtedly, the spiritual and living things ever came from the sky. These creatures were gigantic, penetrating birds, standing about roughly the same height as a giraffe. Some of them had wingspans of 12 to 15 meters, making them as large as a small plane. What was rather strange about the creatures were their body proportions. They had ridiculously long legs, necks, and beaks, and very small bodies, as well as relatively short wings. Scientists believed that they did not hunt in the air, but rather walked on the ground, hunting for any animal they could catch and swallow whole. And they may have included dog-sized, or maybe even man-sized creatures. Number 6, Megalodon. This enormous, extinct creature is the biggest species of shark to have ever existed. It's strongly referred to as similar to the modern great white. However, while a great white shark can grow up to about 20 feet in height and over 7,000 pounds, Megalodon is estimated to be 60 feet in length, weighing anywhere from 50 to 100 tons. Megalodon only died off about 2.6 million years ago. This means we often interacted with animals that are still around today, like giant sea turtles, porpoises, and even whales. If these guys were still around, it would just be one more reason to stay out of the ocean. Number 5, Gorgonops. Before dinosaurs came along, the planet was still full of giant, horrifying monsters. A prime example is Goldilocks, an animal that lived 260 million years ago, long before the dinosaurs became available. And then 6 to 10 feet in length, Goldilocks was such a vast and delicious predator that it became host to the top of food chain. Of course, it also helped with getting into the massive prairie, so large that only like a trigger ball its large jaw. Number 4, polar bears. These birds are the top predators in South America, many parts of North America,
Alright.
Miocene and early Pleistocene periods, before they were replaced by big cats and other carnivorous mammals. Unlike Quetzalcoatlus, they were unable to fly, but could run very fast, some speculate as fast as a cheetah, and of course they were very large, with the largest of the species growing up to 4 meters tall and weighing up to half a ton. Their main weapon was their head, which could grow up to a meter long, allowing them to swallow prey as large as a dog in one single gulp. However, thanks to the hooked tip of the bill, which was used as a weapon, the terrorbites could kill and devour prey much larger than a dog, including horses, camels, and swans if they were around at the time. Number 3.
What's up, Clasher and Clash of Titan?
Titan bullet grew up into 15 meters long and weighed over a ton. It lived in the known climates of the tropics 60 million years ago. It killed its prey by squashing it like a modern boa constrictor, and there's pretty much nothing that can couldn't squeeze like a tube of toothpaste. Meanwhile, this thing would eat you like a boa constrictor would eat a guinea pig, which is why you should be happy it's extinct. Number 2, Arthroplura. If you've ever seen a centipede or a millipede crawling through your backyard and you thought that was a whole lot of rope, or perhaps...
Ugh. My back hurts. Ooh. Level 12 cannon. I'm jealous that you have so much better stuff than me. Pretty good. If you guys want me to check out y'all's bases, just leave y'all's tag in the comment section and I will check it out. Dang, I really love that base design. He does have a level 5 cannon. Yeah. Oh, my ear hurts. Alright, so who else wants to be visited? Okay, I'll check that out right now. So it's, yeah. PQR22G20. Asik, I would invite you. You're good and all, but like the clan is like the clan's not that good. Like it's inactive, and I don't want you to join a clan that's not active. Like we get on here and there, but we do not comment on the clan. We just do attacks and whatever we do, and we don't do clan wars. We haven't done them for a while. I just don't want you to be bored in a boring clan. Wait, that was the wrong base? What do you mean? It says P9R22. Oh. Pretty good. You have a pretty good base. Oh, my nose hurts. I'll think about it. Because the clan I am in is my family's clan. My dad and my uncle and my mom are in the clan. I don't think my mom and dad have been on Clash of Clans for a while. But my uncle gets on like here and there. He gets on more than my mom and dad do. So me and him are like the only ones that like keep the clan active, even though we only have like 6 people. I'll think about it, buddy. I'm thinking about joining custom clans because I miss doing some clan wars. So I'm thinking about joining. I'm jealous though. You have some good levels. Wait, what? It wasn't cover as much as this. Oh. That's pretty good, man. Valkyries are pretty good. If you guys want to see more gameplay, all you gotta do is subscribe and become a part of the squad. and I will be back. I'll see you guys later because I'm tired.